I wasn't supposed to find this. Hidden behind layers of dust in the back archives of a shuttered military museum in York, England, lay a sealed black folio, marked simply Legio 9 Hispana. No date, no insignia, no explanation, just a heavy Roman wax seal, cracked. Inside were fragmented scrolls, a torn map with a red-stained circle over Caledonia, and a leather-bound note written in Latin. Its final line still burns in my mind. The dead do not march unless ordered to. The Ninth Legion was one of Rome's most decorated forces, fierce, disciplined, and loyal to the empire. Records show they were last stationed in Britannia around 108 AD, sent north to suppress rebellions in what is now Scotland. They were never seen again. Not a single soldier. No bodies. No armor. No graves. Historians have long debated what happened. Some say they were wiped out in battle. Others say they were quietly reassigned or disbanded. But that doesn't explain what I found. Among the documents was a letter, dated March 4th, 109 AD, by a Roman commander named Marcus Silanus, addressed to Emperor Trajan. It was never sent, perhaps for good reason. It reads, "The men no longer sleep. They march without rest. Their eyes are blackened, as if something ancient crawled behind them. The winds here speak in broken Latin, and the ground breathes beneath us. I fear we do not fight men. We fight the land itself." I thought it was metaphor, until I visited the moorlands of Inverness, where the Legion supposedly vanished. Locals call it the Weeping Earth, not marked on modern maps, almost like it was erased. My guide, an old Scotsman named Finlay, refused to enter after dusk. "They whisper," he said, "and if you answer, you don't come back." I went alone. The deeper I walked, the more silent the moor became. No birds, no wind, just the crunch of ancient, damp soil beneath my boots. Then I saw them. Outlines. In the fog. Hundreds of them. Motionless figures in faded Roman armor, black with moss and time. Eyes hollow, yet somehow watching. And as I stepped closer, they moved. Not like men. Not like ghosts. Like something caught between. Their formation was perfect, eerie in its precision. And in the center stood a figure in a tattered red cloak, holding a rusted Roman standard. I blinked and they were gone. No footprints. No trail. Only a single object remained in the wet soil. A Roman pilum, spear, newer than it should have been. It was still warm. I took it back to York. When scanned at the museum, something strange happened. The imaging tech froze, and a deep hum echoed from the machine. A sound not mechanical, but human. A chant, in Latin, "Per legem sanguinis nos surgimus." By the law of blood, we rise. The museum closed the next day. They cited electrical issues. But I know better. The Ninth Legion didn't vanish. They were swallowed by something older than Rome. Something buried beneath Caledonia. And now it's waking up. That chant, it plays every night in my dreams. The same fog creeps into my room. And sometimes I hear footsteps in formation. Outside my door. After the incident at the museum, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the red-cloaked soldier, the same one I'd seen in the moor. But this time, closer, quieter, more alive. And then it stopped being just dreams. One morning, I received an email. No sender, no subject, just one word in the body. Mithras 9. Attached were a series of black and white photos. An underground chamber with Roman pillars, symbols etched in stone, and a circular altar slick with something dark. One image showed a faded fresco, Roman legionnaires kneeling before a lion-headed creature with 7 hands. Another showed a scroll written entirely in what looked like dried blood. The final photo was of a blood-soaked altar dated last month. Coordinates were embedded in the image data. They pointed back to Scotland, deeper into the moorlands, where I had first seen them. I went alone. Again, there were no paths, just wilderness, fog, and silence so thick I could hear my heartbeat like a drum. After hours of walking, the ground collapsed beneath me. I landed in a narrow stone shaft. The air was thick, humid, and smelled of moss and copper. When I stood up, I realized I wasn't alone. The walls pulsed, not metaphorically. They moved like breathing flesh. The frescoes lining them were clearer here, showing emperors bowing to something not quite human, their faces twisted in fear. One chamber had 9 stone slabs, each marked with a name. Marcus Silanus, Caius Varro, the captains of the ninth. The last slab was blank, except for one thing. My name, freshly etched. I don't know how. I don't want to know why. I kept walking deeper into the ritual hall. There were torches burning without flames. A cold light flickered above an altar carved from volcanic stone. A scroll lay open on it, the blood on it still wet. It read, "When the ninth gave their blood, Rome gave them to the old god. The pact remains. Every century it is fed again." Then I heard it, the chant, not in my head this time. Footsteps, hundreds, marching in formation, coming from the walls. The ground trembled beneath me, and from the shadows he appeared again, the red-cloaked soldier, face hidden behind a cracked iron mask. In his hand, the Roman standard still burned, its fire colorless and cold. He raised it. Every torch in the chamber went dark. I ran, through collapsing tunnels, through clawing roots and choking dust. I don't remember how I made it out, only that the air felt like fire in my lungs when I surfaced. But the moor wasn't the same. Where there was once open earth, now stood a gate. Tall, iron, and blackened with age. Ancient symbols glowed faintly along its frame. And above it, carved into the stone, they march eternal. Since that day, 4 hikers have disappeared in that area. A 5th was found wandering, speaking fluent Latin. She'd never studied the language in her life. Military drones fly over the moor at night now. Low, quiet, watching. Something is being covered up, but I know what's beneath. And now, so do you.